it's been a little while since we recorded, but I'm glad that we're doing this. We had the holidays, all that, but that's boring. I don't want to talk about that.
Went the way every movie portrays it to be.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a pretty drama-free Thanksgiving. My sister found all her brothers and sisters, different dads, obviously. So she found them and invited a couple to our Thanksgiving. Dude, we had a blast.
Really?
Dude, it was so fun. Yeah,
that's cool.
Like one of her brothers is going to UCLA. He's like double majoring in political science and something else, and her other sister's a freaking model. Like, dude, how crazy is that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had actually pretty fun Thanksgiving. Nice, drama-free. Everyone drank a little bit. We danced.
Wow.
Something I know you love to do.
All the time.
Yeah, no, so it was pretty... You know, we were bullshitting earlier, like, oh, I'll text you the stories, or I'll text you the details. But, no, pretty drama-free.
Yeah, that's awesome. No, mine was... we went to Arizona, but I got a lot of work done. So, it was cool. I didn't bring my computer. I mean, I enjoyed family time. That was wonderful. It was awesome to see Jake just fall in love with his great-grandma. She's about to be you met her you drove us to the airport but yeah, about to be 89 and about to be 90. And but the way that those two hit it off, like all he wanted was her. He wanted her over me, he wanted her over grandma, he wanted like grandma and grandpa barely got any attention at all. Like it was all Graham. And yeah, so he was just totally in love with her. It was cool to see, man. And I gotta take him down and see her more often.
She's got to be... What a... Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, but it was that alone made the trip worth it. Then the writing was even better because I didn't bring my computer, so I had no computer, but it did work. And I just edited all of Unlocking the Cage, so I did a good edit of it. Now I just have to go and input it, and then it's pretty much done, man. At the same time, I'm writing this final chapter, so...
I was going to ask you how it was unlocked. It's been a while since I talked about it.
Yeah, so and now that I'm fine with how long it's taking, I feel way better with it. And after reading through it, I'm like, no, I was like, here's what it is, and I'm just going to put it out. And
you can't rush that, man. You did all that time. You went out, you actually put the sweat in. Why? The easiest part, well, probably not easiest, but physically easiest part. Why would you rush this part, man? You know?
Right.
So.
Yeah, and it's like, why do I want to really rush anything? Although I was going to ask you this, I realized that maybe this is just being fucking really narcissistic. I don't know, or maybe it's just, maybe everyone has this, but do you feel like you're destined to do something like pretty awesome?
Yeah.
Do you?
Or at least help somebody out. Yeah. Like, yeah. I could say
like
yes.
You're making a difference.
I don't want to be all... But
okay.
I mean, I definitely don't think I'm gonna be some Joe Smo, just kind of not like, you know. I don't mean to just not be like helping.
Well, I wouldn't want to live my life like without wanting to do something like really cool and create something awesome and create something better or affect more lives or you know, teach more people or whatever it is, like something that's awesome.
Who wouldn't? I mean, I think if you ask anyone that, they might say yes, unless... I mean, yeah, I think that's what drives us, right? Is to I mean, that and sex, but just that's to keep pushing and like be, you know, if you didn't have those feelings, why would we be talking on this podcast, or why would you write?
Yeah,
you know, I don't know. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like
the feeling that I get when people can lock in a triangle after I show them how to do it. Like, I don't know whatever that is, but that's what I want to keep doing,
right?
You know, and whether that's through jiu-jitsu or a business, if I'm a cool boss or something, I don't know,
right?
Something small that makes me feel that way, you know, because it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So, no, why? What brought that up?
Just because I think I'm gonna do a lot of cool stuff, and like I'm excited about it too. But at the same time, if I didn't do it, I was like, it's not that big of a deal. But to be honest, I do feel I was like, no, I'm supposed to write this. I'm supposed to become this. I think I'm gonna hit this level as far as things I want to accomplish as a writer.
Yeah, but where was the negative aspect of it coming from? The narcissistic side.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I think I was wondering whether or not other people have that kind of confidence, or even those kind of goals. Because my goal isn't just to be like, like I don't want to be, I don't want to be comfortable. I'm not comfortable at all with what I've done. I was like, oh, I barely touched. Like I'm just learning. I'm having fun. I'm exploring.
I don't know. I think some people they love being parents. They love being this, but that doesn't mean that that's all someone is. I mean, right. I think at everyone's base, somebody wants to do something, or they've wanted to do something that they, I don't want to say gave up on, but it passed them by, or the timing wasn't right, or I mean something. Yeah. Right? I mean, I wanted to be in the NBA when I was in high school. Things happen. Yeah. But you write in a book or whatever. No, I think if people are really honest, everyone has something they wanted to do, or create, or sing, or everyone wanted to do something, man. Yeah.
You know what? That's what the book we both just read. You had recommended it. What was it? The Art of War and the War of Art.
War of Art by Steven Pressfield.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of that's what his premise is, that everyone has this thing that they're supposed to do.
Creativity,
right?
some sort, in one manner of another. But I mean, I guess you could chalk it up to not common sense, but yeah, human nature. Everyone wants more, but I like the way he presented it. Talking about resistance and all those things, and it was good. It was good. Got some good stuff out of it.
Yeah, it made me realize. I mean, there's so much truth in it. It seems like basic truths. He's like he's pointing out stuff that we should know. But it's cool to know that everyone else goes through these same exact feelings. It makes you like, okay, all right, now I just got to master these feelings. And dude, the way I'm gonna do that is through meditation and yoga. Like, dude, I'm really starting to dig that now.
Dude, it's the flip side for me. I was like, okay, because he was talking about doing your work. Like, all you gotta do is just do your work, whether it's whatever. So I said, okay, my work's going to be reading 30 minutes a night every day. And then, because the physical aspect, we're already physical. We're doing that a lot. But I don't feel like I've been doing my mental work. So I'm like, all right, just read 3 books a year, 4 books a year, 30 minutes a night. Or you'll probably exceed it. Because every night I've been doing it, I've been going for an extra 20, 15 minutes, an hour. Because I want to flip the next page. And I feel good afterwards. And I feel like, okay, now I'm going to sleep, have these cool dreams. And I wake up and now I guess it's not so much that I'm getting my fulfillment from athletics, which I've been doing for the majority of my life, with jiu-jitsu and whatnot. But now it's like, oh man, yeah, you can sit back, you can tune everything out, pop in a book, and I don't know, mental exercise, keeping everything sharp up there.
I wanted to mention that I just had that last couple of nights because it was like 10 o'clock. I really didn't want to do any more work, so I was just going to put on a show, but I was like, I don't want to watch TV, and so I was like, either I can play guitar or I'll read. And in that night I decided to read. But yeah, same thing. It's like I felt so much better after reading for like 30 minutes or an hour, and and it definitely helped, and I learned some cool stuff. So I was like, why not do that all the time? I'm really starting to like guitar, and Livy just started playing the other day. Nice. She finally got it out. She just she asked for it all on her own, and she was loving it, and she was singing at the same time. Like, so I was like,
that's really hard.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so a little bit I learned too. I told her this, and she didn't believe me. I said, look, it's taken me a year of just butchering this thing to kind of learn a little bit. I was like, I'll be able to show you all that like in 2 weeks or a week. I was like, or you could go to someone that can really give it to you. I was like, but you'll be able to learn this so much faster. You'll already be caught up to me.
And her finger dexterity, so it's just nice. And we're all old and arthritic.
Yeah. So my whole, probably the way it even came up was I was saying, does everyone have that drive, or everyone have that purpose? Like they're going to do something, important. And that's where that question probably came up from resistance. Because I was like, well, who the fuck am I to even be having these thoughts? Like, who am I? So who am I to dream big, or who am I to become a professional athlete, or whatever else?
I mean, I would say that we all do, but I don't know. That's a good question. But what if I'm gonna go all military on you, like the dude that took the final shot to the chest in order for them to plant that fucking flag on Iwo Jima? No one knows him. Yeah. No one knows anything, but that it happened. There were bodies on the ground. I mean, who was that dude to take the last one? Or how do you know what's gonna be an important accomplishment? I mean, that's just a drop in the bucket to the everyone else, but everyone sees that damn flag being risen, and it gives us all, so It varies.
Well, because that's the other realization, dude. I've been stuck on death for the last couple of weeks, like just thinking a lot about it. One of my friends was really sick. Made me think. Same age as me. Made me think about death even more than I already do. So I was, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I was going somewhere with it, but fuck it.
Death. We should do some chonga, or we should talk to what's his name again.
Oh yeah,
I think it's about that time.
Yeah, that'd be good. Because it was, yeah, I think so, man. Opening up the mind is a good thing. Thinking about stuff. I think, dude, what you and I were talking before about the other day, I did like a half-hour meditation, and I told you it was awesome, man. And it's something I haven't done before. I was interested in it. I read about it. I thought about doing it. I practiced a little bit, but I just wasn't ready for it. But now, yeah, I really dug it. I was like, no, if I do this and I just allow these thoughts to come, because, dude, I was thinking about all kinds of just terrible shit, you know, stuff that I normally can just write off and say, it doesn't matter, you know, hey, be grateful that we even have today because you could have died or they could have died. But no, but I just had to meditate, let the thoughts come, and then it was a pretty powerful experience. So I was like, okay, whenever I get to at least that point, I should do it on a daily basis. But now I know if I'm starting to lose it, like, dude, I wanted to smash something. I was like so angry and just mad and going through all these different, like, it was probably a depression. And I was like, so instead of even going and grabbing my heavy bag and trying to bloody it up and like throwing elbows until I bled, like which is like the old me, I actually went and I sat and I was like, no, I'm gonna just chill.
And I think that's what Stephen Pressfield made in the book, like meeting resistance. How, you should meditate every day for at least whatever, or I know I should read every day. And when we don't, we get kind of down on ourselves, and it's easy. And every other day, it's another tack and a little tally mark, and then we're going crazy because we don't know why. It's because we haven't done our work, or we haven't exerted that energy, I guess. But like you said before, seems like we should know these things, right? Seems like we should know how to just operate. But I don't know, man. A lot of simple stresses in our lives that take our vision to this way or that way and make us focus on some pretty stupid shit, and we get all worked up about it, you know?
Yep. Oh, the book I just read is the Anatomy of Violence, I believe. Yeah, man.
Serial killers and...
Yeah, the more I read about it, the more I want to have my own brain scanned, because like that might be part of the reason why I got all these fucking...
I think I'm scared of that too, man. That's why I don't want to read it. Yeah. Are you done with it?
No. So I should just sit down and finish it all. But I'll probably be done with it. I'll read it like in this week.
Dude, and you were a football player. You've had some concussions for sure, bro. You fought, you trained.
Yeah.
I mean, just for some of the stories you tell me about some guys you've been in with who you should have been in there with, and them just teeing you up. I mean,
So even if it was just me being 42 or 41, whatever, getting just...
He's 49, you guys. 49 plus 6. Just kidding.
No, 44 now. But like, I think the last time I got hit like was 42, and I was like, so I shouldn't be taking that many hits. Yeah. Like just that alone wouldn't be good. But then whatever I did in fighting or boxing and
football,
football was crazy.
You played collegiate ball, dude.
Yeah. So and dude, and even before that, I was an ass. I was a dumb shit. Like I would even try to break bottles on my head. You know,
did it work?
I can't honestly say whether or not it did. I know I tried it a lot.
It'd be a lot cooler if it did.
Yeah, I know. I should have said that. I got some cool stories, but I can't share them.
Yeah, that's the worst. I'm the same way.
Yeah. I had a real cool one this weekend, but
usually I come to the studio and then we talk and we'll meditate and we'll do our thing, and all of our good conversations come out then, and we just we blurt out everything because we're all excited, and then we get to the show and
we've forgotten everything.
Offer you guys nothing.
Oh, the other thing, I was like, no, what? I'm gonna come clean about something today. I was like, I think I realized I'm probably more of a cat guy than a dog guy. So it's all right. I'm cool saying it. I'm cool saying it. Hey man, look,
I'm like the ultimate. I got a pit bull. He's a rough dog. But man, cats are so easy, dude. They're so easy. And I told you about that little poop thing they did, the little invention to teach your cat to shit in the toilet. That's amazing. Come on.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at you.
Yeah. No, I was thinking I didn't like them that much. I'd rather have a dog, but man, as far as I'd rather not deal with having to take care of an animal, and especially when they're little. Just got a little kitten, and the thing's playful, cute, all cuddly. Oh,
Knows where to piss.
Dude, he sleeps on top of Jake. Yeah, they just love each other. So I was like, it's awesome. So I was like, that's nice and easy. Whatever. I was like, I'll do cats.
Although I don't know, pirate sheds, and I don't want another animal that sheds. And are there cats that don't shed? That doesn't even sound like
probably
natural.
There's some hairless ones that are gross.
Yeah, but I could love a hairless pussy.
Yeah, yeah. You said mine was furry.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. Jesus Christ!
You're gonna catch me with a hairless cat now.
Oh, another exciting thing today. I talked with Marshall Stamper.
I don't know the guy.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
He's all right.
He's a pretty awesome guy. One of our training partners.
But he is very excited about his Try Not to Die book he's writing, and I told him today. I was like, man, I said, I've given this opportunity to other people. Not to say it's some crazy opportunity, but
here it is, guys.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like that. But for some people, I was telling him, like for authors, many authors starting out, dude, it's very hard to sell like a short story. So if you sell a couple short stories, like, okay, I'm starting to feel like an author or whatever else, but like until you like put out your own book, I don't know. I think a lot of those people, like, that's what they want. That's their goal. And so if someone says, here's an easy way that we can do it already, and I already have a little bit of a following and whatever, and I'm going to pay you for your work.
Yeah.
And give them like a really good deal. Like, I was like, this is you. This is your, that's what I was telling him. I was like, Marshall, this is your story. I'll help guide it. I'll help do whatever. You're going to do most of the work because I got all this other stuff going on. But together we will make this into a pretty awesome thing. And so today I was just asking him questions about his character. Like, okay, where does he live, and how, when did he come here? Was he scared? Like, how does he feel? And he had answers for everything, and it was cool to hear him, even if he didn't know the answer yet. Lots of these things he didn't know yet, but he just went with it. So he was creating. So I was like, that's awesome. Yeah. So he's motivated, and I don't know, I don't know what place that'll probably be like book 4, but so
I think it's gonna be good. He's already, he writes every day. He says he has a little journal I notice he carries around, so he's always writing. So
yeah,
right up his alley.
Yeah,
sure.
No, he's a go-getter, and I was like, that's what I want. I mean, that's perfect. I was like, and it will be a good book. So
and he's traveled a little bit. He's got a little bit of life experience, some crazy slow stories. So
yeah. Oh no, the area he's talking about in Thailand, like that's where he was. So he knows this place. I was like, I can never write about this. How am I going to write about this? I was like, I can't. But I'll take his experience and help. We'll come up into this cool little thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna. I don't know if Mark mentioned. I'm gonna put one out, or we're gonna put one out, and it's gonna be about Asian bathhouses and how.
Oh no, he wants to. They're gonna be.
He's already took it. Okay, fine. We'll switch it.
That's one of the.
We'll switch it. Ladyboys is what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. No, this is one of the places. I think one of his choices.
Oh shit!
Was like, I didn't even know. Going to this brothel. So. I don't know how much longer they're going to be considered young adults, and I no longer care either. I was like, if it's if the storyline is too adult, then whatever.
What's the age for a young adult? Like a 18 book or 18? Is there an age?
I really thought about this with the Try Not to Die. The first one, that was written for kids. Like there's no bad language in it. There's the violence isn't. It's kind of graphic, but not over the top. But I would say like 10 years old and up. Like I wouldn't recommend younger. Although some parents would. Some parents would be like, it's not that bad. But so I was thinking 10 and up. But I don't want 10-year-olds reading about having to make a choice of which girl you go with, or whether or not you go into this brothel in the first place. And so this book is going to get kind of crazy.
So what age would you put on it?
That'll probably be, I think, whatever it is. Is it 18, 17, 18?
Yeah, whatever. 17 for a movie, right?
Yeah, but I would definitely put, or I would say it was a R rating, for that book for sure. And maybe Brightside's going to get that way too. I don't know. Dawn and I haven't finished it. We haven't. Well, we're working on it. So
that's the beauty of you guys and being writers, that you can just. I mean, there's never not work to be done.
Yeah, and it's cool, man, because everyone that I'm working with is making the series stronger, and just like one of Marshall's ideas is really cool, and it's a whole different format. It's a different take on the format. And now that made us think about other books. Like if we, you and I might write one day. We'll see. I think it'd be awesome.
I'm getting there, man. Like I said, I'm reading. I'm exercising the mind.
Yeah, I'll
give things
you.
Are going.
I'll give you some exercises, and you could start writing a little bit too. Yeah,
I think that might work.
Yeah.
Last time I tried, I got scared. Got scared away from it.
Yeah.
Some weird things happened. My eyes got all watery, and I couldn't explain it.
No, dude. Yeah, you actually think about those things you don't want to. That's not easy. Oh, and the other thing, I have to design. Maybe you could help me with this. I have to design the cover for a short story. I'm still waiting to hear back from Amazon Kindle Singles or whatever it's called about whether or not they're going to use the story. But if they don't, I'm going to put it out on my own. So I need my cover. But I wasn't sure of the name. So you could help me with that. It was either going to be. This is for a series of books, a series of short stories that will be from probably Joe or different thought thieves before they went to Brightside.
Okay.
So this particular one called Mandy is Joe. I think he's like maybe 13 or whatever, and he loses his virginity, and it gets dirty. But so I'm trying to figure out a name for the series. So it was either going to be a bitter Brightside. Either A Bitter Brightside, The Bitter Brightside, or Before Brightside. I kind of like Before Brightside. I don't know, like Before Brightside Volume 1. Before Brightside.
Simpler better.
Something like that, you think? Instead of bitter.
What'd you think of the cover? Did you find it?
Well, what I want to do, dude, the first idea I had was, man.
I just see like a dirty curtain or a door, like me walking into this spot that I probably shouldn't be walking into. It's just like I said, some shanty door with the paint chip. I don't know, dude. I don't know. That's what I saw exactly right when you said it might get dirty.
Did you read it? You didn't read it, did you?
No, I don't think so. Why did I nail it?
You pretty much did.
Beautiful.
Well, but there's dolls.
Did you tell me?
Maybe I did. I don't think so. I don't know. I doubt you read it.
I think we've discussed it.
It sounds like you've. Maybe, we probably discussed it.
Maybe you've already told me that idea.
I'm old and.
I'm over here fucking with Mark.
I repeat myself all the time. Like, I know, motherfucker. I listened to episode 20. All right. No, I was gonna. Anyhow, there's these dolls that are on her bed, but they're each jacked up. Like, one is Smurfette and her eyes are X'd out, I think, and there's Winnie the Pooh and it's stabbed.
Okay, you
and
told
then
me
there's
that.
a Cinderella. So I wanted the Cinderella doll for the cover, but she's like, all these cigarettes are put out on her, and it's just dirty. It's right where her mattress is, and the wall, and the light is just like barely going on it. But
Damn,
then
I'd read that.
Yeah, right.
Just from the cover, I'd read that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe I should do that. But the only thing is, I can't make it look like a Disney Cinderella doll. I guess I can't use that image. But yeah, just
Any
make it
doll
any
image.
doll. Yeah,
And maybe like a fucking little leg or something over there. I don't know, but that's good.
you like that image?
I would read it.
Because that would be more interesting, probably, and considering the name too. Would that be better than just? I was either gonna do like the dresser, where she does some coke off of. I think it's coke. And like with the light barely coming through, or maybe of her bed. I don't know. Or the. I think probably the doll.
The doll makes
right?
me think more. Like, what
Okay, and then after you read it, after you read what she did with it,
yeah,
you'll appreciate it more. Like,
nice.
Ooh. All right, cool. We're going there.
All right.
So yeah, but this is
that idea.
Like, this is not a story I'm gonna let my mom read. She's not
You
gonna.
guys are witnessing history. This is gonna be Mark's best story.
She's not gonna appreciate this one. But it's like, what would you do if you're a 13-year-old kid and your uncle took you to go do something like this?
Whoa, man! You're
right?
just blowing it all out there.
I know. I want to read it tonight, but we're not going to. We're gonna use a real story.
Just let it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Throwing it out to the masses.
No,
you know how many millions of listeners we have?
No, we'll be able. We'll probably put it out in 3 weeks because T. Quillen, the narrator, I just heard back from him today. He said he's going to be recording it this weekend, so yeah, it should be ready like in 3 weeks.
Nice.
So we'll share it then. I think we'll wrap up today, man. We got to go teach tonight.
Pee.
Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. And so I just need a final story. Hold on 1 second. What do you guys want to hear from Twisted Reunion? Don't even have my list. God damn it. Anthony's got a T.
What was it when he doesn't remember? Oh, well, I'm not going to say, but.
The Twisted Memory, maybe?
Is that what? Yeah, I like that one.
Okay. We'll use that one. I don't know if we've played it or not. If we have, I'll pick a different one. But I think this is probably Twisted Reunion. No.
Quick backstory. I was in, what is it, Valencia or where? I was somewhere where the book mentioned. I was actually in that city reading this particular book or story, and I had to text Mark and just freak out for a second because, it said something about overlooking Six Flags, and I literally look up and I'm overlooking Six Flags. I thought I was gonna die, you guys. So just cool. Kidding now, but yeah.
You texted me when that happened. Well, I didn't believe you then. Lying motherfucker.
Made me feel good.
Good story though. All right.
Have fun, fuckers. Listen to it.
All right, here it is. We got a Twisted Memory. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Twisted Memory. The key wouldn't turn. The goddamn lock was always sticking. Tom slid out the key to examine it, making sure he had the right one, and then he shoved it back in. The deadbolt still wouldn't move. Tom pounded his fist against the door. "Gina, open up!" That bitch must have changed the lock while he was out. He banged his fist again. A man shouted from inside the apartment. "What the hell's going on?" She had a man in his apartment? "Open the goddamn door." Huge, clonking footsteps came toward him, and the door whipped open. A heavy-set Hispanic man filled the doorway. With a scowl on his face, he asked, "What the hell's your problem?" Tom's heart was pounding so hard, he didn't even hear his fist striking the man's mouth. The man stumbled backward into the apartment. Tom followed, slammed the door shut behind him, and ran after the guy, who was trying to hide behind the couch. Tom grabbed the guy's collar and looked into his soulless eyes. Gina and this asshole probably laughed about Tom when they had sex. Before the bastard could ask for forgiveness, Tom threw a devastating elbow at his head. A loud crack filled the apartment. The man's legs gave. Tom dropped him and rammed a knee into his chest, then shoved him into the cheap particle board entertainment center. An ancient 13-inch tube television set crashed to the floor next to the broken man. Tom wondered where his 42-inch flat screen and the mahogany piece it sat on had disappeared to. Figuring Gina had let her lover sell Tom's stuff for crack money, Tom yelled for her. "Get out here, Gina!" He stood over the crumpled man, woke him with a kick. "Get out here now, Gina, or you're going to end up like your boyfriend." The man spit out a mouthful of blood and held his jaw as he mumbled, "No one's here. Fuck, man, you got the wrong place." Tom kicked him in his thigh. "She's got 10 seconds. You better call her." "There's no Gina here. Never even heard of her." The man used his shoddy entertainment center to get back to his feet. He motioned to the frames on the wall. "This is my place. Look at the pictures." Not about to look away and get sucker punched, Tom pushed the man's chest, sending him into the hallway. He planned on knocking the damn liar out when he rebounded off the wall, but the bastard must have seen it coming, somehow stopping himself and taking off down the hallway, racing for the bedroom. Tom flew after him before the man could get hold of Gina or call the cops, but the guy was already shutting the door behind him. Tom threw his body at it before it closed all the way. A loud grunt came from the other side of the door as it popped open, spilling Tom inside the strangely decorated bedroom. There were balloons all over the walls. something Gina must have done earlier that morning. The intruder spun his arms and stopped himself before hitting the crib. Why is there a crib? Tom thought, as the man picked up the cordless phone in his left hand and a baseball bat in the other. Put my shit down now, Tom yelled, even though he didn't recognize the bat. It was bright red. Tom realized it was plastic. I'm calling the cops. Tom could barely contain a chuckle. You're going to call the cops on yourself? I don't think so. Put my shit down, and maybe I'll let you leave. Back off! The man waved the bat back and forth. I mean it. Tom took another step, the length of the crib between them. So do I. You got any idea how fucked you are? The deluded guy looked down at his bat. Tom lunged forward, placed one hand on the end of the bat, and twisted, the robber's wrist snapping in a satisfying crunch. The robber's surprised cry was silenced when Tom chucked the bat and began pummeling the side of the man's head until his arm grew heavy. The loud smacks splashing blood over Tom's face. The man was begging him to stop through his sliced lip when a baby cried. Tom let the man drop next to the light blue dresser and walked over to the crib. A baby, red-faced and squishy, wailed. What the hell is this? Tom asked. It's my kid, man. Come on, please. I don't know any Gina. A quick search reassured Tom that Gina wasn't there for some unknown reason. He picked up the brown leather wallet that the amateur had left on the entryway table and stuffed it into his front pocket. Figured he should hold on to it just in case. He didn't even know. His head was spinning as he walked out. The mid-morning sun blinded him as he walked onto the sidewalk. Disoriented, he looked up and down the block, searching for his convertible Boxster. He clearly remembered parking on the north side of the street, but his car was nowhere to be found. I drove it, didn't I? Tom could still hear the baby crying inside his head. He dug his keys out of his left pocket, tossing aside a one-way bus ticket from Folsom he must have picked up by accident. He went to press the panic alarm on the remote, only to realize there was no remote. His shiny apartment key and a worn key for Gina's Honda were all that was left. The Porsche key must have fallen off the ring earlier that morning. Some rotten son of a bitch must have come across it and stolen the car. Instead of making himself sick thinking about it, Tom decided he would file a report with the police after he found Gina. He had to make sure she was okay. If he was so materialistic that he placed his car above her, he didn't deserve to be called her boyfriend. A cab turned the corner. Tom had his first break of the day, flagging it down with a wave of his finger. It wasn't until he slid into the passenger side of the back seat and the driver asked him where he was headed that Tom realized he had no idea where he could find Gina. The bald cabbie looked into his rear view. You doing okay, brother? My girl. I need to find her. Make sure she's all right. Not a problem. Where's she live? Tom motioned toward the apartment he'd just come out of. With me. At least she did until this morning. Her stuff's gone. Damn, tough break. The cabbie turned his attention back to the street. So where you want to go? I don't know. Someone stole my Porsche. After a brief hesitation, the cabbie asked, You got any money? Because I ain't running a charity carriage. Yeah, Tom said, having no idea if he did or didn't. With everything that had happened, he was scared to look in his wallet. Then he remembered the guy and the baby. Sure enough, $200 and some change. So, where to? Tom looked back at the street, at the apartment building. It did look different than he remembered. The cabbie said, Any idea where she might be? I kinda gotta get moving. Sirens sounded in the distance. Go ahead and drive up the street a bit. You got an address? I need to radio it in. Her sister lives in Santa Clarita, pretty close to Six Flags. Gina might be with her. That's an hour away. I got the money. All that mattered was Gina. Tom took the cash and waved it in the air for the cabbie to see. Raising his voice so he could be heard above the approaching sirens, Tom said, "This is more than enough. Here's a 20 in case you think I'm going to stiff you. I just need to stop at a phone booth first and get her sister's address." The cabbie told him to keep it as he started the meter, pulled away from the curb, and headed north. When Tom put the bills back into his wallet, he noticed that the back of his hand was speckled with bright red drops. By the time the cabbie found a phone booth with a directory inside it, Tom had wiped the drops off his hands. Did the best he could with the spots on the front of his denim jacket. It didn't take him long to find Gina's sister in the book. But there was a surprise. Her address was listed as Pasadena, not Santa Clarita. Gina never mentioned her sister was considering moving. Tom ripped the page from the directory and got back into the cab. "Good news. She's not far from here." "You sure it's the right person? You want to try calling her?" "It's her. I'd rather just show up." 10 minutes later, the cab stopped in front of an unfamiliar house. The cabbie motioned toward the red Porsche 911 in the driveway and chuckled. "Is that your car?" "No. Why?" You said yours was stolen. I thought maybe your girl took it." "My car's in the shop. I hate blue." Yeah, all right. The cabbie checked the meter. "That'll be $60. The cabbie studied Tom to see if he was aware that he was ripping him off. Tom tossed him $100 and got out of the cab. "Do me a favor and keep it running. I might need a ride back." He headed for the porch before the cabbie could say no. The front door opened. Joan, whose hair was now streaked with gray, was on her cell phone. Her jaw dropped mid-sentence when she recognized Tom. "Surprise. I didn't know you guys moved. You should have told me." She sounded like a robot when she said, "I've got to go." She hung up and started dialing someone new, probably the cops. Tom ripped the cell from her hand, tossed it on the grass. He was about to ask Gina when he noticed the silver necklace around Joan's neck. "That's Gina's." "No, it's mine." "I gave it to her for our anniversary." Joan slowly shook her head. "You shouldn't be here. I can't believe they let you out." Not knowing who they were or from where they had supposedly let him out, Tom focused on the necklace. There was no denying the G-inscribed heart pendant belonged to Gina. Tom took a step into the doorway. "Where is she?" Joan shrieked and tried to slam the door on Tom. Not about to let some nutty chick get the best of him, Tom lowered his shoulder and drove forward, knocking Joan back into her house. He shut the door and pinned Joan against the wall before she could scream. "What the hell's your problem? I'm looking for Gina to make sure she was okay. She wasn't at home." Joan tried to slap him, but he knocked her hand away. "Stop it," he said. "I'm trying to protect her. Where is she?" Joan tore at his face with her free hand. Tom grabbed each of her wrists and crushed them against the wall. "Tell me where she is." "You sick fuck." Joan kneed Tom's groin, folded him over. He lost his grip on Joan, and she dashed to the phone in the kitchen, picked it up, and punched 3 buttons. Tom ignored the pain, fought the urge to vomit. "Hang up the phone, Joan." Joan backed up to the wall, her eyes looking around her, probably searching for a weapon. She took a deep breath and said she needed help. She said Tom's name. Tom stepped toward her. "Tell them you called by mistake and that everything's okay." "He's a convicted murderer. He killed my sister 12 years..." Tom yelled. "Hang it up and give me Gina's necklace." He kept screaming, trying to block out Joan's words, repeating in his head. "Killed my sister." Joan begged the dispatcher to hurry. Tom didn't ask any more questions. She obviously wasn't ready to tell him where Gina was. He tore the landline off the wall, wrapped his hands around Joan's throat. It was so soft, just like Gina's. Tom closed the front door behind him, then got into the cab. The driver eyed him and asked if everything was okay. No, but she was here. He held up the necklace and said, She left this by accident. Her sister asked if I could return it to her. So, where to? Tom stuffed the necklace into his pocket, noticing he hadn't got all that sticky red paint off. Her mom and dad live nearby.